Climate change isn't just burning up the planet, it's burning people out. Every single time that there's a natural disaster, another news headline about some sort of toxic chemical that's in our food source, water, materials that are in our home, all these different things that like stir up lots of anxiety and a lot of discourse. And people are just getting burnt out. We don't really talk about the mental health effects that climate change is having. And I think right now, in general, with the amount of instability that we have, and there's just so much uncertainty because we don't really know what's going to happen in the future for our planet. People are afraid to have children, and all these like different things that they dreamed about seem so unattainable. Even just like going to the beach or going to the lake, it's different from 10 years ago. The weather and the seasons have literally changed in our lifetime. We don't just talk about, we have like all these horrible climate disasters like Hurricane Helene, Hurricane Katrina, the recent tornadoes, just the amount of stress and trauma and loss, and economic loss for people that like invest so much into their homes. They have so much invested in the location that they are in. And then just general stress, like the weather and the instability, like extreme heat is known to cause aggression in people and just like constantly being, in an unfavorable environment, which is what we've been creating. It causes a lot of like anxiety, and every single time you're scrolling through social media, you see like another thing, another weather disaster, another group of people who are displaced or people who have to migrate literally because their homes don't exist anymore. Like on lots of different like island areas, people on coastlines, indigenous people, their homes are literally going away. And they have no other choice but to migrate because, they can't grow food there. And they can't sustain themselves, and they have to rely on, finding a better place. But these have profound mental health effects. We literally are changing an entire, the way an entire generation works. And it's very scary out there. One thing that I think has helped me a lot is gardening and being connected to plants, even if it's just, a little house plant or, some propagation cuttings. Just being able to have something and some greenery at home that you can see is comforting. Like whenever you walk into a garden or you see a lot of greenery, like your cortisol drops. You feel more at peace, you feel calmer. There's evidence that like plants do release like a certain, frequency, and it does feel good to get off social media and play in the dirt, literally. And it's something that has had profound mental health benefits to me personally that I've been able to see. And then not only that, being able to like work with this and like work at the community garden and like be able to like harvest food and feel good about like taking care of the community, because it is such a scary place right now. And we really do need to rely on each other. We don't need to rely on corporations. Like we have each other, and we have knowledge, and we have the earth, and we can cultivate our own food. We can, clean the air, at least like, in a small apartment. A couple house plants and an air purifier, the air literally feels better. And sometimes you go outside and it's like, oh, the air is terrible. So I think like having like more of a connection with plants, whether it's just like house plants or being able to garden or even just the aesthetics of it, being able to see something beautiful does something to you. Being able to see a beautiful flower and then also the feeling of accomplishment whenever you are able to get something to grow from seed, or even just buying a plant and seeing that it has a new leaf, and then being able to like see changes in the seasons, and being able to see, like, even just having a regular house plant, you can have one that like almost died, and then the next year you bring it back, and then being able to see that something else is so resilient and like able to also go through things. It kind of gives you like a little bit of hope and inspiration, like, oh, I can also go through things too. Or just even like being able to like look outside and see like, oh, the trees are changing, time is changing. When you garden something, you have something to look forward to. There's like studies that like people literally live longer if you garden, because you have a reason for next year. You have a reason to harvest. You have a reason to go outside. You have a reason to pick up something a little bit heavy and like use your muscles and stimulate bone growth. And I really do think that it's something that's small and controllable, that everybody could do. And I think that it is not only just a way to adapt to climate change, but to adapt, your mental health as well. So I think it's something that has a lot of positive benefits.